It is now my privilege to invite the Director, Central Bureau of Investigation and Head of the National Central Bureau, Shri Subodh Kumar Jaiswal, to deliver his welcome remarks.
Shri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Amit Shah ji, Honorable Union Home and Cooperation Minister, Shri Ahmed Nasser Al-Raisi, President of Interpol, Mr. Jürgen Stock, Secretary General Interpol, distinguished international delegates, Honorable Ministers of the Government of India, Director Generals of Police Forces across the country, distinguished guests, members of the print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar, good afternoon, bonjour, hola, assalamu alaikum. It is truly a pleasure for me to extend a very warm welcome to all of you today. On behalf of Interpol, CBI, on my own behalf, I consider it a rare honor to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has graciously consented to inaugurate this General Assembly. Sir, your strong belief in the close linkage between societal development, security, and law enforcement have given shape to result-oriented policies and governance. Your presence today here is a symbol of the Government of India's unwavering commitment towards promoting international cooperation efforts in ensuring global security. Sir, your singular effort in ensuring tangible outcomes out of the annual Conference of Directors General of Police Forces in India has become a game changer in the policing efforts within the country, wherein both uniform and diverse police initiatives across the country have been encouraged to deliver. We all look forward with enthusiasm to an enlightening address from you, which will be a clarion call for policemen across the world present here to raise the bar of performance and deliver. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Honorable Union Home and Cooperation Minister Shri Amit Shah ji, whose singular efforts have seen a tangible and robust paradigm shift in security and law enforcement response in this country. Sir, I thank you for having graced us with your august presence. We have amidst us Shri Ahmed Nasser Al-Raisi, Inspector General of the Ministry of Interior, United Arab Emirates, and also now President of Interpol. This will be the first General Assembly which will be held under his presidency, and it is hoped that new milestones in operationalizing Interpol initiatives will be set forth at this conclave of police professionals. Present amidst us is also Mr. Jürgen Stock, a police professional from Germany, who is the present Secretary General of Interpol. Mr. Stock has provided the organization dedicated leadership during his tenure, which has seen unprecedented growth in operational activities at Interpol. I am encouraged by the presence of delegates from the police fraternity from member countries and observer organizations. We look forward to hearing from you and sharing your ideations and experiences in your own country, which will help us in formulating responses to a safer and better world. Your gracious presence here underscores the uniqueness of Interpol. We policemen are the sentinels of justice, and in these times of extraordinary changes in the threat environment, justice for the victim of crime has to become the cornerstone of all police response worldwide. All criminal activities affect the common man globally, and it needs to be reiterated that we policemen in our own systems have sworn to protect the common man. Ladies and gentlemen, many are the challenges which need to be addressed. There is an urgent need to develop a robust, informal response where the network of police chiefs can engage rapidly and cut short legal red tape. Friends, looking at you today, I am indeed reminded of what Louis Armstrong famously sang, and I quote, "I say to myself, what a wonderful world. Jai Hind."
Thank you, sir. It gives me great pleasure to invite Major General Ahmed Nasser Al-Raisi, President of Interpol, to deliver his opening address.
Namaste, good afternoon, bonjour, buenos dias, مساء الخير. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to be here at the 90th Interpol General Assembly in New Delhi. First, I would like to thank the Indian government for their warm welcome and superb organization of this event. Aap sabhi ko dhanyavad. Just last year, I had the privilege of being elected president by you all at the 89th General Assembly in Istanbul. I take this honor seriously. I want to take this opportunity to repeat the commitment I made to you on that day to drive forward modern Interpol, to enhance transparency, to support collaboration between member countries. Since we last see each other in Istanbul, has taken the Interpol significant step forward. We have introduced activities to deliver the future of policing. We have executed sustainable budget, and we have grown joint capability building programs with regional police organizations. Our partnerships with organizations such as the UN, the WHO, WCO, and the private sector are stronger than ever, and we have implemented Code of Conduct for the Executive Committee as adopted by the General Assembly last year. You will hear more about this in the coming days. This progress has been only possible because of the work of the members across the globe, and also because of the efforts of all of the Interpol governance bodies. The General Assembly, the Executive Committee, the Governance Working Group, the Commission for the Control of the Interpol File, the Advisory Group on Financial Matters, the Standing Committee on the Processing of Data, and the external auditors for supporting decision-making across the organization. Even with all the progress we made, we are still far from our goals, which is why we are here today in New Delhi. In Arabic, we have a saying, Al-af'al ablagh min al-aqwal. In English, this might be translated as action speak louder than words. Next year, we'll be celebrating our centenary. Let us take action and ensure that we will celebrate another 100 years. Cyber threats, cross-border conflicts, global warming. Imagine a world without the Interpol. It would be impossible for countries to keep up with these challenges on their own. As the world's largest policing organization, it's the job of the Interpol to make sure that all countries are supported. No member country is too big, and no member country is too small. We must all be equally represented. Our contracted employees and seconded officers should be as diverse as our Interpol member country. Let us formalize it. Further, I pledge that we will always put safety and security First, our organization must not be also politicized. Through a neutral and transparent Interpol, we will strengthen our unity and build trust. We are 195 members strong, representing nearly every country on the planet. Our officers and our NCPs are the reason for successful operations. How can we better support them? One key tactic: capacity building. Interpol is here to strengthen law enforcement in our member countries. Many of our existing capability building programs have potential that it's untapped. We must change this. Program like the Interpol Virtual Academy, making training more accessible. I am proud to say that more than 27,000 of these courses have been completed to date. Also, secondment, a vital opportunity for collaboration, are another way to drive knowledge building in our organization. Interpol depends on the support of the secondment from your agencies. But right now, we are up with the demand. We need to balance this with your help. Another opportunity for us to improve our 19 Interpol databases. Without your use of the databases and also your contribution, we are missing an opportunity. One example only: 68 countries have contributed to the International Child Sexual Exploitation Database. We can and we will do better. I know that also the digital and modern Interpol important to all of you in this room. Let us set this as the priority and the top priority. The safety of every community in our member countries depends on it. On my recent visit to our colleagues in Singapore, I saw the progress they have made at the Interpol Global Complex for Innovation, creating new ways to fight crimes and driving innovation. IGCI sets an example for us all. And with digitization, advances such as the secure cloud and the Interpol's mobile device portable tool to instant access to our databases, we are steadily improving access the service on the front line anytime and anywhere and from any device without any disruption. I call on you to help to build a modern Interpol, share the challenges you see and the opportunities. And last but not least, I'd like to recognize the continued value of international cooperation. Cooperation with our NCPs, cooperation with the national institutions, cooperation with the international organization. We have nearly 70 international agreements. 15 of these are with the United Nations and its agencies. Partnerships and information sharing help us to better tackle and prevent crimes. And again, Interpol databases are the foundation that support our work. Every country's contribution is vital, and the databases will help to better inform policing efforts. We are stronger together. All in all, we must remember, the criminals always try to outsmart us, but they are no match for 195 countries, a strong organization as the far-reaching tool for police across the globe. Our action will speak louder than our words. Over the past few months, Interpol has undertaken a wide range of successful global police operations. Last June, Operation Lionfish 5 saw 1,333 suspected arrests across 22 countries, with 300 tons of Becker's chemicals and 35.5 tons of narcotics seized. The same month, $11 million US dollars worth of fake medicine were seized across 94 countries during Operation Bangia. We are indeed showing the world our might, Your Excellencies. Ladies and gentlemen, the future of Interpol is decided in this room, and by proxy, the future of law enforcement. The voice of every single member will be heard. I look forward to our discussions, and with the work of all of our governance bodies, we will take the resolution made here and put them into action. To close, I want to thank you for your attendance. Also, I want to thank my fellow executive committee members. I am proud of the efforts we have made together. And also, I want to recognize the high number of executive committee nominations received. It shows a strong commitment to diversity. These next few days set the tone for the next year of action. Let us continue to build a safer world together. Dhanyavad, thank you, merci, and gracias. Shukran.
Thank you, Mr. President. On this historic occasion of the 90th General Assembly, and in recognition of the seminal contribution of Interpol, the Department of Posts of the Government of India is releasing a commemorative postage stamp. I now request the Honorable Prime Minister to kindly release the commemorative stamp. Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, sir. In addition to the release of the postage stamp, the Government of India is commemorating the glorious journey of Interpol with the issuance of a commemorative coin of ₹100 denomination. The coin is made up of quaternary alloy with 50% silver. Thank you, sir. It is now my proud privilege to invite the Honorable Prime Minister to deliver his inaugural address. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi.
My colleague in the Union Cabinet, Shri Amit Shah, Interpol President, Shri Ahmed Nasser Al-Rais, Interpol Secretary General, Shri Jorgen Stock, Director of CBI, Shri S.K. Jaiswal, distinguished delegates and participants, I extend a warm welcome to everyone for the 90th Interpol General Assembly. It is a great to have you here at a time that is significant for both India and the Interpol. India is celebrating 75 years of independence in 2022. It is a celebration of our people, culture, and achievements. It is a time for looking back at where we came from and also for looking ahead at where we want to go. The Interpol is also approaching a historic milestone. In 2023, Interpol will be celebrating 100 years of founding. This is a good time to rejoice and reflect, learn from setbacks, celebrate victories, and then look to the future with hope. Friends, the concept of Interpol finds a connect with various aspects of Indian philosophy. The motto of the Interpol is connecting police for a safer world. Many of you may have heard of the Vedas as one of the world's oldest scriptures. One of the verses in Vedas says, Ano bhadraha kratavo yantu vishwataha. It means, let noble thoughts come from all directions. This is a call for universal cooperation to make the world a better place. There is a unique global outlook in India's soul. This is why India is one of the top contributors in sending brave men and women the United Nations peacekeeping operations. Even before our own independence, we made sacrifices to make the world a better place. Thousands of Indians fought and died in the world wars. From climate targets to COVID vaccines, India has shown willingness to take the lead in any kind of crisis. And now, at a time when nations and societies are becoming inward-looking, India calls for more, not less, international cooperation. Global cooperation for local welfare is our call. Friends, the philosophy of law enforcement is best explained by Chanakya, the ancient Indian philosopher. Anvikshaki traivartanam yoga kshema sadhano dandaha tasya niti hi danda niti. Alabdha labhartha labdha parikshani rakshit vivardani buddhasya tirtheshu pratipadani cha. It means the material and spiritual welfare of a society is through law enforcement. Law enforcement, according to Chanakya, helps in gaining what we do not have, protecting what we have, increasing what we have protected, and distributing it to the most deserving. This is an inclusive view of law enforcement. Police forces across the world are not just protecting people, but are furthering social welfare. They are also at the front line of society's response to any crisis. It was most visible during the COVID-19 pandemic. Across the world, police personnel put their own lives at risk to help people out. Many of them even made the ultimate sacrifice in service of the people. I pay my respect to them. Even if the world comes to halt, the responsibility of keeping it safe does not go away. The Interpol remained functional 24/7, even during the pandemic. Friends, India's diversity and scale are hard to imagine for those who have not experienced it. It is home to the highest mountain ranges, one of the driest deserts, some of the thickest forests, and many of the world's most densely populated cities. India packs the future of continents in just one country. For example, India's most populous state, Uttar Pradesh, has a population close to that of Brazil. Our capital, Delhi, has more people than the whole of Sweden. Friends, the Indian police at the federal and state levels cooperate to implement more than 900 national and around 10,000 state laws. Add to this the diversity of India's society. People from all the major religions of the world live here. There are hundreds of languages and dialects spoken. Massive festivals attract millions of devotees. For example, Kumbh Mela, the largest and longest spiritual mass gathering in the world, had 240 million pilgrims. With all this, our police forces work with respecting the diversity and rights of the people promised by the Constitution. They not only protect the people, but also serve our democracy. Take the scale of India's free, fair, and massive elections. Elections involve arrangements for around 900 million electorals. This is close to the population of North and South American continents taken together. About 2.3 million police personnel are deployed to help with the elections. In upholding diversity and democracy, India is a case study for the world. Friends, over the last 99 years, the Interpol has connected police organizations globally across 195 countries. This is despite differences in legal framework system and languages. In recognition of this, a commemorative stamp and a coin have been released today. Friends, despite all the past successes, today I want to remind the world about a few things. There are many harmful globalized threats that the world faces. Terrorism, corruption, drug trafficking, poaching, and organized crime. The pace of change of these dangers is faster than earlier. When threats are global, the response cannot be just local. It is time, and it is high time, that the world comes together to defeat these threats. Friends, India has been combating transnational terrorism for several decades. Long before the world woke up to it, we knew the price of safety and security. Thousands of our people made the ultimate sacrifice in this fight. But it is no longer enough that terrorism is fought only the physical space. It is now spreading its presence through online radicalization and cyber threats. At the click of a button, an attack can be executed or systems can be brought to their knees. Each nation is working on strategies against them. But what we do within our borders is never longer enough. There is need to further develop international strategies. Establishment of early detection and warning systems, protecting transportation services, security for communication infrastructure, security for critical infrastructure, technical and technological assistance, intelligence actions, many of the things need to be taken to a new level. Friends, some of you may be thinking why I spoke of corruption as a dangerous threat. Corruption and financial crimes have harmed the welfare of the citizens of many countries. The corrupt find a way to park the process of crime in different parts of the world. This money belongs to the citizens of the country from which they have been taken. Often, this has been taken from some of the poorest people in the world. Further, it is such money that is pushed into evil activities. This is one of the major sources of terror funding, from illegal drugs that destroy your life, to human trafficking, from weakening democracies, to the sale of illegal arms. This dirty money funds many destructive enterprises. Yes, there are diverse legal and procedural framework to deal with them. However, there is a need for the global community to work even faster to eliminate safe havens. There can be no safe havens for the corrupt terrorists, drug cartels, poaching gangs, or organized crime. Such crimes against people in one place are crimes against everyone, crimes against humanity. Further, this not only harm our present, but also impact our future generations. Police and law enforcement agencies need to devise procedures and protocols to increase cooperation. Interpol can help by speeding up of red corner notices for fugitive offenders. Friends, a safe and secure world is our shared responsibility. When the forces of good cooperate, the forces of crime cannot operate. Friends, before I conclude, I have an appeal to all the guests. Do consider visiting the National Police Memorial and National War Memorial in New Delhi. You can pay respect to the heroes who laid down their lives to keep India safe. These were men and women, just like many of you, ready to do anything for the nation. Friends, let communication, collaboration, and cooperation defeat crime, corruption, and terrorism. I hope the 19th International General Assembly proves to be an effective and successful platform for this. Once again, I welcome you all to this important program. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, sir. I now invite Major General Ahmad Nasser Al-Raisi, President of Interpol, to present a token of appreciation on behalf of Interpol to the Honorable Prime Minister. May I now request Mr. Jürgen Stock, Secretary General Interpol, to present a token of appreciation on behalf of Interpol to the Honorable Home Minister. May I now request the Special Director, Central Bureau of Investigation, and the Delegate for Asia on Interpol Executive Committee, Shri Praveen Sinha, to propose a vote of thanks.
The Honorable Prime Minister of India, respected Shri Narendra Modi ji, the Honorable Union Home and Cooperation Minister, Shri Amit Shah ji, dignitaries on the dais, esteemed participants and guests, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar. A very good afternoon to all. It is my proud privilege to propose this vote of thanks on behalf of Interpol, Central Bureau of Investigation, and the Indian Police. It is our honor and singular fortune to have the distinguished presence of the Honorable Prime Minister. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation and delivering such an enlightening address. Your presence here today has immensely enhanced the importance of the occasion, and your thought-provoking address has set a platform for further deliberations on the challenge and need for international cooperation in the interest of mankind. Sir, I am sure the vision expressed by you shall serve as the guiding light for policy making in the arena of law enforcement, security, and international police cooperation. Sir, the gathering of domain experts like the present one helps us to constantly examine our institutional capabilities, share our experiences, build institutions, and establish long-term processes for identification and elimination of crime. We are also extremely grateful to respected Shri Amit Shah ji, the Honorable Union Home Minister of India, who has ably led the security apparatus of this nation from the very front, resulting in extraordinary, transformational, tangible outcomes. We are sincerely thankful to the esteemed ministers, excellencies, heads and members of delegations from across the world, heads of police forces, representatives of observer organizations, media personnel, esteemed invitees and guests for your gracious presence during the inaugural session of the 90th Interpol General Assembly at New Delhi. Dhanyavad, thank you, merci, gracias, shukran, Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Excellencies and distinguished guests, this brings us to the end of the inaugural session. Please rise for the departure of the Honorable Prime Minister of India.
तो आप देख रहे थे सीधा प्रसारण नई दिल्ली के इस प्रगति मैदान से।